Dillian the Body Snatcher right here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
Right, so some of you may have seen this video clip doing the rounds on social media, and if anybody hasn't seen it, there's a video up on Unrivaled Boxing Talk and News, so you can go check out the video for yourself. Thank you, Cinderman, for sending me the video earlier on, and of course a transcript, which I want to read out. I'm not going to post the footage up, obviously, just in case there's some kind of copyright, even though in some ways it's not copyright, because this was filmed at the post-fight press conference. So after Dillian Whyte defeated Oscar Rivas, Dillian Whyte, Eddie Hearn sat there at the table, ready to go live to answer some questions, give statements, etc. about how the fight went and what have you. And Dillian and Eddie Hearn are having a private conversation before it goes live. Multiple microphones on the table, but somebody had it already recording. And whoever recorded that conversation and then released it, I wouldn't want to be you, because you've just impeached on a private conversation. But anyway, all that aside. So, as I said, if anybody wants to go see it, go to Unrivaled Boxing Talk and News. Now, how the transcript went, as I said, this was after Dillian Whyte defeated Oscar Rivas. Now, people are going to twist this however they want to twist it, even though it's pretty much obvious what was going on here. But anyway, this is how the conversation went. So I'm going to be doing it Whyte, Hearn, etc. So, Whyte, effing hell. Hearn, all right, mate. Whyte, effing hell, innit? Jesus Christ, bruv. I haven't slept at all in the last couple of days. Hearn, nor have I, but I didn't have to fight. Whyte, F's sake. Hearn, mate, that was the miracle of all miracles, wasn't it? Whyte, that's the difference between being a professional. Hearn, I had everything. I had a statement for you ready to go, and he just phoned me up and was like, we did it. And I was like, oh my God. Whyte, I need to keep my hair for some reason. It's an effing stitch up. I passed 2 tests in 2 days and then 1 in a million. So that's how the conversation went right before they went live for the Rivas and Dillian Whyte post-fight press conference. So the first bit, you could pretty much erase it, talking about the fight. Dillian Whyte saying, mate, I was knackered, I wasn't on it. Which you could see that. I said to you guys, in the first round, Dillian Whyte looked uninterested. In the build-up to it for like the last couple of days, he looked uninterested. Now we know why, because he had this whole Ukad thing over his head. Even though he passed for VADA, he's already had the meeting with Ukad and the British Boxing Board of Control, and they cleared him to fight. They were okay with everything. So, but as a fighter, you know, especially when you're in the mainstream, at some point there's going to be some moles out there who will find the story and then just release it, exaggerate it, etc. And that's pretty much what happened. So that's, of course, is going to be on Dillian Whyte's mind, in addition to the fact Ukad and the British Boxing Board of Control, who work hand in hand, do not mess about. Usually, not always, but usually they will suspend a fighter while they are investigating, prior to them even having a one-off meeting. But luckily for Dillian, they had the meeting straight away with him and ironed everything out, gave him the green, everything was okay to go. But this could have been so much worse. They could have pulled him for the fight and sat him on the sidelines for 2 years like they did with Tyson Fury, without even having a single meeting with him. So all this would have been worrying for Dillian, and of course Eddie Hearn as well. But ultimately, people are going to read into the statement however you want to read it, because unfortunately there's a lot of people out there who would love nothing more than to say Eddie Hearn was covering it up, who would love nothing more than Dillian Whyte to fail a PED test. I don't understand all this, but people like who they like, and people wake up each day trying to hate on others. It is what it is. People are sad in life, I suppose. But as I said, the first 3/4 of the conversation is about the fight. So Dillian Whyte saying, I was knackered, I couldn't perform and whatever else. And of course he's saying because of everything that was going through with Ukad. Now the bit where people are going to try and spin it, and I know it's going to happen from channels, especially the Wilder fanboy channels, they're going to try and twist it, where Hearn is saying, mate, that was a miracle of all miracles, wasn't it? And Whyte saying that's the difference between being a professional. What Eddie Hearn is saying there, that I'm reading at least anyway, was how he managed to not only get through the fight in one piece and win with all that on his mind, and the fact that he got dropped. That's a miracle in itself, because most people, for me, I mean, I think I would have probably crumbled before even the fight and just let the bygones be bygones and just get done if necessary. But didn't stay professional. That's what he's saying. That's the difference between being professional. So he stayed focused, he stayed on the fight and got the win. So that's clearly what it is that they're talking about, but other people will spin it. It is what it is. And we're hearing saying that I had everything. I had a statement ready for you to go. that's him saying if Dillian Whyte, had he have got smashed in that fight and lost, there was going to be a statement ready to go as to why he lost. They'd have probably mentioned about the whole Ukad thing as well in that post-fight press conference, saying that things were weighing heavy on the mind, etc. Because even Dillian Whyte said to Sky Sports and everything that he's had a terrible camp, he's had a lot of things on his mind and things haven't been going good. This is one of the reasons why, because he had Ukad over him. Because I said, Ukad, British Box Board of Control, do not mess about. They could have pulled him from this fight while they investigated him. Luckily for him, they didn't. They ironed it out. They had the meeting straight away and they sorted everything out. They were happy with everything and the fight went ahead. So Dillian Whyte has been cleared. Okay, but people want to spin it how they want to spin it. But he has to keep his hair for some reason. Well, again, that would be for the follicle. Is it follicle? I don't know. They do like some kind of test. So if they were ever to be unhappy and investigate it further, rather than take urine and blood, etc., take it from the hair. It doesn't matter what you do with your hair. You can wash it, you can colour it, you can do whatever you want. There's going to be things in there where they can test it to see your history for drugs, PEDs, recreational or performance enhancing, whatever it may be. So that's pretty much why he had to do that. But we can pretty much guess that that's all been cleared up by now. But Dillian Whyte at the end there saying it's a effing stitch up. I passed 2 tests in 2 days and then 1 in a million. He feels like somebody was setting him up. Who that somebody is, does he have somebody in mind? I have no idea. I've seen some people on social media saying that Frank Warren and Shelley Finkel were trying to sabotage everything. They know somebody at the British Boxing Board of Control and UKAD trying to set Dillian Whyte up. Listen, I'm sure Hearn would, I'm sure Frank Warren and Shelley Finkel would love nothing more than Dillian Whyte to get suspended and popped because he's an Hearn fighter and of course he's a threat to Wilder as well. But they wouldn't go that far. I don't think that they're that shady, not at all. So no, I don't believe. I think that Dillian's just speaking as it feels like a setup because I don't understand how can I fail this. You know, I've been clean, I've been passing multiple tests. How can I fail this one? But that failure was eradicated, erased, everything was okay, but a lot of it was all on his mind, as you can quite clearly see by that statement. Anyway, so that's what's going on. So I want to get this video out there while I can before the rounds start going around, and you know these other channels will start reading into it and exaggerating it. You know who they are, and they'll just do whatever it is that they can do, even though the conversation is pretty obvious, isn't it? They're talking about the fight. That was a miracle. Dillian Whyte was tired, etc. Anyway, drop your thoughts below about it. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next one.